Hey, human. Hope you're not a llamafowl, cause it's time to bend the knee to your newly crowned character design queen. Ah, I can hear you now. Lucy, does that mean you're really good at making Final Fantasy XIV characters? No. I, too, make generic cat girl number 69,420 each time I fire up the old
I've
creation
never
screen,
created
like the
a
rest
cat
of the
girl,
common
ever.
folk. However, I fancy
that
myself
weird?
a character psychologist of sorts. I have no doctorate, but even if I did, that wouldn't make my opinion more valid because anime-style graphics are a different breed for which science has no data. So pop a squat. Yes, the same kind of squat that is the default male Mikote sit stance, because I'm about to get deep
That's
inside
adorable.
your
I don't think
noggin,
I've even
and I'm gonna
seen
expose
that.
your darkest secrets to the entire internet. Oh, and if you only want to hear about your own character, race, and gender, I added chapters to help you out. Now, without further ado,
But we're
let's
gonna
get
want to see the
started,
whole
'cause
thing,
the
right?
only bush I like to beat around is your mom's. Now, you guys get a lot of hate. People say you're basic. I'm here to tell you that's not true. You're not basic. That title belongs to female Mikote players. More on those subhumans later, but let's continue.
Oh, wow.
If you play a male, there is a 20% chance that you have considered using a Fantasia so that you can look like the canon Warrior of Light. And a 1% chance that you have literally done this. While you are not basic, it is possible you think that Hur is the default race, and that it doesn't make sense for the Warrior of Light to be anything else. Which
I think it's fine. I think it's fine to be a hero because a lot of people just want to make sure their characters look exactly like themselves. So it's kind of a way of self-identifying in Final Fantasy XIV, which makes it a pretty valid race choice, if you ask me.
is, you know what? We could unpack that, but I'd rather throw the whole suitcase away. Thancred is probably your favorite scion, but not the Realm Reborn flirty version of Thancred, because you can't relate to having self-confidence. If you chose Max High Sure, odds are that you're also a Highlander. Perhaps you get some sick sense of superiority from being taller
This one
than
looks
90%
a little
of the
bit
other
like
characters.
Asmongold's
Honestly,
character.
I've never met one of you that didn't have anything mean to say. But usually it's because I died to something really stupid and I kinda deserved it, but I'm just trying to understand why. If you play a Midlander guy, your main goal in life is to get a hug from a cute girl and have her say that she loves you.
She has this
But if
mean
you play a
voice. You don't really
Highlander,
expect
you
that
are
she's gonna
probably
say
already
something
drowning in
because
pus.
it's
You don't know
cute
your
and
ideal
mean at the
rotation
same time,
because
but
who has time for that when you
is
have
there.
a wife and kids at home? But you'll still do better than your Midlander can somehow. Overall, I give your vibe a 6.5 out of 10. You're chill, but stay away from the cat girls. They will corrupt you. If you play a female here, I know you're all using the same face option because it's the only one that won't cause you physical pain from gazing upon it too long. Try to think of any female heroes that are plot relevant.
Is it really that
and I'll
bad?
say they're almost all dead, annoying, or villains. At least that last part gives you a type of step on me mommy
Like,
energy that
she also
never
admits
left.
that
You
Lise is
survived
annoying.
the massive players who started out with your race by saying, "Cat girls? That's so cringe. I'll never be a cat girl." And then went cat girl the very second they got the free Fantasia. If you're a Midlander, your personality is very down to earth. A little more introverted
My
than
free
your average
Fantasia went
Joe.
to
If you're a
Aura.
Highlander, you are all of those things, but your appeal is strong. And the only thing that rivals those pixelated milkars is the size of your heart. Overall, a very respectable choice.
No, I think they're
but
really
you don't know the
cool.
first thing about
The
glamour, so you
Highlanders.
just put on the spring dress and call it a day. Your goal in life is to remain unbothered, so I suggest marrying rich. You're probably one of the few people who could scam a multimillionaire into marriage with your femme fatale nature. So best to start looking now. I rate you an 8 out of 10, but if you're going for the villain vibe, aim more Yotsuyu and less Fordola, you feel? Perhaps the reason I
Ow,
don't
that
play
sounded
you is
loud.
because you remind me too much of my sad loner life here in the underworld. Your horns are bigger than mine and it hurts. You have, a very special vibe. And by special vibe, I mean you inspire all the monster f***ers to come out of the woodwork because the devs decided to validate them. Whether you're more dragon or lizard is up to anyone's guess, but the one you personally ascribe
Hey.
to determines where you are on the monster lover chart. Like, would you kiss a vampire, or are you wanting to get down with a xenomorph? Whatever, I
Hey.
mean, at least you're not furries. But the bar is still extremely low, okay? Male aura. You guys have a waist for days, but you are simultaneously the stereotype of Oonga Boonga, me male, me bigger than girl. I could hold your entire waist with both of my tiny girl hands, so watch your tongue. People think you're...
Yeah,
Are
that's
you
exactly
really?
what they look like.
Yeah, you are. Your favorite anime character is Sasuke. You are personally upset that we didn't become actually evil and Shadowbringers. Almost none of you are Reigns because it doesn't match your edgy, dark aesthetic. Don't even try to argue here. But while I'm dogging on you, your race is by far the one that causes the most intrigue about your equipment, I suppose. Your best in
Holy
slot,
shit.
if you will. Like, are there scales? You scaled up? Are you actually
She
in
went
her
there.
guts, or are you ripping them
Totally
out on
went there.
accident? So I guess that's a weird flex, but stay humble because it's more morbid curiosity than actual attraction. Your main goal in
I
life
never
is
thought
to be
about it,
perceived as
but-
cool. So try any job other than Dark Knight, because every time we see you playing it, the only thing going on in our heads is I rate you 4 out of 10 because 4 means
Well, that's
death
pretty
in
low.
Japanese, which is edgy, and I'm sure you appreciate it. Female aura.
Oh, that's
Imagine being
us.
this short. I definitely can't relate. You think you're so much more cultured than cat girls, but you're not. You're just more spiteful, and you love to argue. However, you do have
Excuse
incredible
me?
in-game rep going on if you play Zayla. As for Reigns, sorry if you don't want to be boring. Your hair options are pretty cool. Your scales are placed perfectly for max aesthetic, even if the texture is like the tree from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like the males, most of you are former emo kids, and this image probably triggers an instinctive guttural reaction out of you. I'm bullying you, but I vibe with you. I am just as cringe as you are. I still listen to My Chemical Romance.
Are we cringe?
When I was a young demon, my father didn't exist.
To be honest, I do
That's it,
hate
I've
these
got it.
horns.
This is the race of daddy issues. Solidarity, friends. Your main goal is to be important and special to someone. So I suggest actually going outside and interacting with people instead of staying shut inside your house all day
I
because
feel
relationships
so-
go both ways. I rate you
so
7 out of
called
10
out.
because you were 7 years old the last time you felt loved. I feel sorry for you.
Oh.
You were thinking Legolas. You were thinking this big bitty elf girl from this
I'm
anime
so
that
mad
no one
right
remembers.
now.
Instead, you get giraffe and mid-puberty teenage boy syndrome. They did you so dirty.
She knows
don't
I
know
never
about
leave
you,
home.
but when I
That's
think
so
about fantasy
cruel.
elf races, I'm picturing elegance, beauty, wisdom, and I'm not convinced there's a single thought going on behind the faces of these character models. I'm truly sorry for your loss, but on the bright side, you are very dedicated and loyal. You
I don't think
refuse
I've
to
ever
give up on the
seen
race that has given
anyone
you
with a
nothing but
female
pain.
Allison.
That type of brand
Like,
loyalty
people
means
usually
everyone
just
should fear
make
having you
guys,
as an
right?
enemy, because you do not forgive. You do not forget. If you're playing a male Elizad, congratulations. You fit right in with the main cast. But how does it feel to know you can't make yourself anywhere near as pretty as Amaric or Estinian? How many
Aw,
of you are
man.
switching to male Vieira in November? Be honest. A lot of you play one of the OG jobs. Plenty of Dragoon Elizan guys out there. You usually have a lot of headcanons for your Warrior of Light. You care about game lore and love to remind people that Elizan, according to the story,
What
should
is that
be the most
face?
populated
Are
race.
these real
I won't
faces?
lie. I feel like if I asked you to hold my guild purse, you wouldn't even steal
These are
the guild.
horrible.
You would just take my ID out and save it for later purposes. Your main goal
This
in
girl
life
is
is
so
to be
mean.
respected, so I suggest picking a different race. I rate you 5 out of 10 because at least you're nice people. Now, if you're playing a girl, your models are a little bit better, but you're still serving lots of neck. On the bright side,
Never
that makes
ha-
you instantly more appealing to us blood
Serving lots of
demons.
neck.
You have strong vampire
haven't
vibes,
even
real
seen
Castlevania stuff. If your models are weird, your voices are elegant,
any
and
girl
your emotes make you
Allisons
seem like royalty.
at
You're
all.
subtle about it, but you like the royal treatment, the red carpet being rolled out just for you. And your dream is to retire
These
at the
faces
age
are
of 25
atrocious.
because you have rows and rows of simps waiting to pay you for
Do
feed
people
pics.
just, like,
Pretty
use
sure there's
one
some
face
Rule
and that's
34
it?
for that somewhere. Zelda is your Super Smash Bros. Main, and God, I hope you one day embody the same cuteness she has. The good thing about you, though, is I've never seen a female Elizan who didn't know how to play their job at least semi-well, so that makes you
I
extra
haven't
rare.
seen
Since
a
your main goal
single
is to live off of
female
Simbucks,
Elizan.
I suggest you
Where are
Fantasia
they?
to a Highlander or Row Girl. As you can see with Elizan, all roads end in death. I will rate you 6 out of 10. You're cool and all, but looking like a female Alucard is less cool, more
Funnily enough, in World of Warcraft, you will see a bunch of both guys and girls playing the female wood elves, night elves, high elves, blood elves, whatever it is, and in FF there's just so much of, you know, the other stuff. It's not just like the elf world, and I don't even see these girls.
Uncanny Valley.
I'll stay in Ishgard and joke around? Oh, maybe that's why I don't
That
see
is
them.
one big elephant in the room. Are you gonna say it? Cause I'm not. I don't want to get demonetized in the parallel universe where I am actually monetized. The fact some of you complete degenerates got Yoshi P to beg you to stop using mods, even though this race is the monster he created, that's a meme that's never gonna die. And though most of you play the race with innocent intentions, you are all bona fide memers. I mean, how could you not be? There is absolutely no way you can take anything seriously in cutscenes when even Alphano could punt you across Eorzea with one kick. One small kick for
Even
man,
Alphano.
one giant improvement for
Those
mankind.
bad men.
Nah, I'm just playing. You're all very cute. If you play a male Lalafell, you are a Giga Chad in real life. You have absolutely nothing to compensate for, nothing to prove.
I told
You know you're
I
cute,
told
you
Asmogan.
flaunt it. One day you're
I told Asmogan that he should switch to a male Lalafell because I do believe this exact thing, and he said that his chat said no. Yet I am honestly absolutely convinced that little male Lalafells are the symbol of the outmost masculinity that you can have in Final Fantasy XIV.
Parse will be as pink as your ever-blushing cheeks. However, you are impossible to take seriously. No, Teleji Adeleji, if that even is your real name. I am not going to do anything other than laugh at you. It would be so easy to destroy you, and yet the devs insist I must sit back and pretend to find you scary. You are about as scary as an overfed cat. However, I believe the pros outweigh the cons in this case. Your main goal is to do it for the lulz, but I suggest steering clear from jokes that may enter you on the FBI's most wanted list. I rate you 6 out of 10. Solid like a potato. You knew that word was coming. If you play a female Lalafell.
Oh, the haircuts are
stay
so
off
funny.
Discord, and
Some
if you
of
do
them.
go on Discord, don't talk to mods who call you kitten. As opposed to your male counterparts, you are extremely
Yeah, some of
wholesome.
them are-
And yes, your ability to make any outfit
Some of them
adorable
are
is impressive. You're played by Yoshi P, so that gives you some real
too
street
funny.
cred that the other races must acknowledge. Whenever I see you, I want to protect you from all the harm and evil in the world. Actually, you're so cute, I want to strangle you. Google it, it's called cuteness aggression. I'm not weird. Despite all of you being good people in the story, you scare me far more than male
This girl is
Lalafells. You
shameless.
always play healer, so when I do something
I love
stupid
it.
and die, please have mercy. Like the guys, you are all memers, but you don't do it for the lulz. You do it for self-gain. In fact, all of the people around you are little more than tools meant to bring you higher status in life. The friends you choose are far and few between, but you'll defend those friends to the death and sell the rest to Satan for a single boiled egg. Horrifying, but understandable. Your main goal in life is to flex your superiority, so my suggestion is to stop clowning yourself by playing healer and pick up tank, preferably warrior. Look at her. She is the tank now. I rate you a 7.5 out of 10. Please navigate
That's
the
pretty
internet
high.
with caution. I will shut the naysayers up right now. You are the only valid one here. Yes, even the green
Oh, I
skin.
used to play female
you know
Ro.
what? Especially the
I
green
miss
skin
her
kings
so
and queens.
much.
My hot take is that your race is better designed than the Elizans. I know it's hard to hear, Elizan mains, but it's the truth. Highlanders are good and all, but they want to be you.
But
and they
nothing
never
fits
will be.
her.
You
Nothing
are
at
unique.
all.
You are rare. But does that mean you deserve a cookie because you made an original choice for once in your life? Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I'll give credit where it's due, just no cookies. I don't share like that, bro. If you play a male, sure. You might be compensating for what you lack in size, but you are not compensating for spirit. You are pure and powerful. Check it.
Do you know that I started as a male Rogadin? And I played through my first 7 levels as a male, and I was just like, I can't do this. I really wanted to. I wanted to play a guy character, like the biggest race that would have like a biggest ever sword and biggest mounts, and I couldn't go through with it. Like, it just wasn't me. Like, I would see myself in the cutscene and I just couldn't connect to myself at all.
Put those two words together and you're the big PP. You know how to make other people laugh, but unlike Lalafell boys, you are actually pure. Even if no one is thirsting for you, you don't care. In fact, maybe you chose male row specifically because no one would send you a tell asking for ERP. The stereotype is true, most of you play tanks, but I appreciate that because you're usually passable and will actually use your defensive cooldowns. I speak for all healers when I say thanks. There is a small percentage of you with bad vibes, but they are the minority. Your goal in life is to be the hero, but you have a weird obsession with being the unappreciated hero. So my life advice for you is to never watch redo of a healer, ever. Don't need someone like you getting ideas. I rate you 9 out of 10, but only if you have green skin. Otherwise, 5 out of 10. Now, if you play a female Vulcan, you embody an energy so rare that scientists are studying it as we speak. It may be charted as a new element on the periodic table, right next to gold, because you are of equal, if not greater, value. Do you have mommy energy? Yes. Do you have femdom energy? Yes. Do you have girl boss gatekeep gaslight energy? Yes. Do you have access to one of the best hairstyles for females in the entire game?
Also, yes.
You never lose. You stay winning. Your representation in the storyline is small, but very strong when it's there. You literally pulled Urianger, a crusty old man who thinks he's Shakespeare when I was convinced he didn't even know what women were. Men make fun of you, but when you stand next to them, they go, where's the peg, mommy? In real life, your charisma is unmatched, but people are too intimidated by your prowess to approach you. Your goal is a simple one. Like any suburban middle-aged mom, you just want to live, laugh, love. Don't we all? My advice is to stay away from clout chasers.
It's like, I don't know which one calls me out more.
Get close in an attempt to steal your king energy.
Description or the aura description. Like both
Dang,
are
bro,
pissing
you got
me
the
off.
whole squad simping. The reason you can't wear hats is because the devs had to nerf your appeal somehow. But you work with what you have, and you have a lot. If you play Vieira, you believe in the power of aesthetic, and you wouldn't bother playing a game if you couldn't thirst for the main character. The devs never even wanted to include you, so they created the bunny suit, but players still demanded it so much that it finally happened. Man, if we're not a community of cocks. If you play a female Vieira, you have power over men, and you greatly enjoy it. Even if you're a man behind the screen, you enjoy the feeling of being desired for once in your life. Yes, like the female heroes, you also have step on me energy, but yours is far more potent because you don't need to be a villain to achieve the same result. One day they will make a job based off of those heals. The step on me job, STP for short, unlocked in the Asm step. Unlike everyone who complained about Vieira being too tall, you are not afraid to tower over midlanders. It gives you a thrill in the pit of your chiseled little tummy, doesn't it? You have mastered the art of being mean and beautiful. You are old enough to remember the influence of Playboy. But your variety knows no bounds because Zepla HQ represents your race, and your personality is so kawaii sugoi desune that I can't say you're all rude with a straight face. Some of you just like bunnies, and for that, you have my understanding. Your #1 goal in life is to be so intimidatingly beautiful that no one approaches you, so I suggest not choosing this face, it's bad. I rate you 8.5 out of 10. I can tell you guys are eating your vegetables. Now, Mil Vieira is not out yet, but we know what they look like, and we all know who wants to play them. Now hold your horses, I'm also a bun boy in the making, so give me a chance to explain myself, fellow degenerates.
They are.
If you are a male Vieira, you are either a gay man, a weeaboo girl, a femboy appreciator, or a bi man in denial. The first category is self-explanatory. Keep doing you, my guy. We love to see it. If you're the second, you are valid, but I'm gonna need you to stay away from the male Mikos. I can only imagine the utter destruction that boy Vieira and boy Mikote will cause, but I'm certain it would be realm-shattering.
They are young.
Like the climax kind of
they
way,
really
but
are.
the apocalypse kind of way. I fall under the third category, and I am not afraid to say it. I think everyone else is just lying. There's no right or wrong way to be a man. All men are kings. And the femboys are no exception. If you are the fourth category, I pity you. I just want you to know, no bro, you're not the only one who re-watches the cross-dressing cloud scene 10 times before bed every night. I'm just honest about my reasons for doing so. Loud is just cute. It's time to wake up, my guy. Your main goal in life is to confuse other people, and in that case, none of you need to change anything. You are absolute enigmas to 90% of the Mikote girl player base. I rate you 10 out of 10 because pretending not to have bias is for betas.
Like, I don't wanna turn into them. I wanna emote them.
Juice. The
and look at
textures
them
on this race are kind of bad. You can't change your face without changing your hair. which means the esthetician is borderline worthless to you. You also don't have access to many hat options. So while the
why
devs
be
decided
one?
to feed you, the fodder they've chosen is low quality and loaded with artificial hormones. I must admit that my opinion of furries has been quite low for some time, but I have come around to the fact that you possess a certain energy, a certain je ne sais quoi, a real don't give a f style that I can really vibe with. You're a furry, everyone knows you're a furry, but we're all too scared to say anything. You know what? I've decided I like the cut of your jib, bud. That's why I salute all of you when I see you in a dungeon. Yeah, you're repping the D-Gen
like,
furry crew,
you
but
don't
do
really
it with
want to
pride, more
Fantasia
than I can
into
say
one
for the
until you meet
self-deprecating
Runar.
Mikote mains. If you're a male
And then you
Hrothgar, you are a
realize
very simple person.
how
You like what you like, and no
awesome
one can
they
give
are.
you shit for it because criticism goes right through you after 4 years of being an outcast furry in high school. You are either an incredible player who
Is
parses
that-
orange, or you're
this
absolute
true?
dog shit. There is no in between. But if
Can
you
you
parse
actually
high, you're
do
very
these
low-key
things
about
with your
it. And if
back?
you're bad at the game, you also
What?
couldn't care less. Most of you are friendly and willing to give advice. The type of people who should be mentors but are too humble to accept the Burger King crown. Your main goal is to succeed, not for your own
I should have
glory,
been a
but
Hroth
despite all
instead
the
of
people who have wronged
male
you.
rogue.
My suggestion is to
I would
settle
have
for
never
less than what you
switched away
deserve,
from
because
this.
Yoshi P will never fix Hrothgar. It's not gonna happen. I rate you 5 out of 10. Not my type, but you're like a retail manager who gives you crap on the job, but will defend you from Karens. Female Hrothgar are not in the game yet, but here's my prediction. You are from 4chan. Please seek immediate help. It's not too late. I believe in you. 3 out of 10, case dismissed. Excited because it's finally your time to shine? Aw, poor kitty. You're not used to being last, are you? You are the most populated race in the game by far. Cats are an invasive species in most places, and Eorzea is no different. I do have to rag on you for having ears that barely even qualify as cat ears.
I love
though.
the
Like,
fitting
what even
gold
are these?
saucer
Pathetic.
theme.
The tail you chose also says a lot about you, so here's a speed round. Skinny tail,
How many tails can you
degenerate.
even
Fluffy
choose
tail,
from?
mega degenerate. Lion
You
tail,
can be a
extreme
donkey?
super ultra degenerate. A lot of people
That's not a
clown
lion,
you
that's
because
a
the
donkey
choice
tail.
you've made couldn't be less original if you tried. But here's a hot take. Things become popular for a reason, and I'd say Final Fantasy XIV went right past Femro Gold and struck Minecraft Diamond with this race. And a lot of you do your best to stand out from the crowd with different hairstyles,
I
skin
don't know.
tones, facial
Male
markings, all that
Mikote
jazz. So while your
are
choice is
love
common, he
and
who is
joy.
without sin must
I
cast the
don't
first
care what
stone.
people
so I guess
think.
that means the Rogadins will be picking up Conjurer instead of you for once. If you play a female Mikote, where do I f***ing start? They shouldn't even bother giving you a biddy slider because most of you crank that shit up to max without a second thought. I am also an appreciator of Big Biddy, but come on. Not all of us can be that well endowed. Please think of the anime demon girls at home who you're making feel inferior. I'll be real with you. A lot of you are weird. It's like you never left your Hot Topic MySpace XD so random phase. When I see one of you come within a 10-foot radius of my character in Limsa Laminsa, it activates my fight or flight response. 10% of you are masters of
Fight or
glamour.
flight
The other
response.
90% pop on the 2B outfit and call it a day. By your hand alone, the Mog Station makes absolute bank. Artists become zillionaires on your generic art commissions.
True.
Now that's a lot of bad, but is there a trace of silver in there? Anything that redeems you at all? Yes, that's right. You guessed it. It's Misshapen Chair. That's it. You really need to work on yourselves, though. He can only drag up the means so much. Fine, I will compliment you. You are a big reason behind the game's success. Some people will say it's Yoshi P's dedication, but honestly, it's all you. The sheer dedication you have to glamoring your girl with Mog Station gear and taking G-pose photos of her
Glamoring a
every
cat
single
girl
day
and glamoring
is
Aura
single-handedly
is
funding
very
the dev's
similar.
retirement fund. Something
Like
about
Aura
you is
girl.
oddly wholesome, even though so many
Very,
of you are
very
disgustingly
similar.
lewd. But like, yes, you're cringe, but you're my cringe gamer. My suggestion is to go for the male hears. I warned them to stay away from you, but for the ones who ignore my advice, they deserve what's coming for them. Go rock their world and crash their bank account. Destroy the ERP stock market. I rate you 7 out of 10. Just don't show me your mod list. I really don't want to see it. Male Mikote, thank you for existing. I understand we are just as horrible as our sister Mikote, but we are degeneracy with spice. A little cinnamon sprinkled on top of a boring whole milk latte. Just take our default pose, for example. Other people will make fun of your rigid claw hands, but real players
Their
understand that
absolute
this is
love
chat stance.
and joy
Hands
with
constantly
the
poised
stuff
to
that they
grab
do
booty
with
or
their
choke a
little
man out.
ears.
You can be handsome, Or you can be uwu. You can even be a filthy old grandpa. And soon enough,
No,
many of
uwu
us
is
will
the way to
depart for
go.
the greener grass
For
of the
sure.
Malviera Isles. Fear not, for I will be a part of this mass migration. Let us give thanks to the male Mikote for what they have done for us, and show our appreciation to those who will stay as one come Endwalker. Your default Sid is beamable, your ear emotes are stunning, your in-game representation is
Exactly, they're
flawless.
unmatched.
I wish you nothing but the best, Kings. Now, as for your personality, you are extremely chill but also very excitable. It's not that you're bad at the game, it's just that you have the attention span of a toddler, and there's a lot of shiny stuff to look at. But if the game took place on like a one-dimensional plane in pure black and white, you would parse 100 every single time, no question. Your main goal in life is to be here for a good time, not a long time. So my suggestion is to invest in some life insurance, because I know y'all don't fear death or God. I rate you a 9.5 out of 10. We do have some Discord groomers who need to be weeded out, but
That's
it'll
pretty
happen
high.
all in due time. Now that I've given you all of my hot takes about your Final Fantasy XIV race, it's time for you to go now.
I
Get
do
out.
really like this
Skedaddle.
glam.
Mommy has a bunny boy benchmark to play with. No, there's still a wrap.
Okay.
Oh, cat girls, you know I love you. Love making fun of you, more like. Cat girl meows up to me, says she's got a place to be. On Dilemma Square, so a hair can bend her over knee. Bias is wrong. I won't complain for long, guess I have to cope with all these modded kitty schlongs. All of you degens don't deserve a regen. Live and let live, you're speaking while you ooh every weekend. Stop, I will block. Come close and get clocked. Don't let me catch you posting cringe all over TikTok, you laughing stock. You have made it to the end screen. Thanks for
How
watching,
good was
friends,
this?
and don't forget that you can
Oh, man.
like, comment, or subscribe if you want to. As an American demon, I do believe in the freedom of choice. Caca, freedom.
I need to subscribe to this person. They offended me and made me laugh at the same time. Who else can do that?